This is Eric Muadhi with Muadhi.com. Thursday, February 5th, 2009. It's about 1 hour before the market open. The futures are indicating the Dow might open down about 40 to 30 points lower, and that's what we are looking at right now as I make this video. In this video, I'll touch on a little bit on gold. I see it's moving in the pre-market action. I'll touch on Goldman Sachs, and the very last chart, if I remember correctly, I'm going to have my one play you can play in this market. I still remain short and thinking that even though this market doesn't have to go straight down, but it's been a tough sledging if you've been long, because market's trading very heavy, just can't hold on to gains. So I'm gonna make a case for staying short, but I'll also make a case for being ready to take profits, and I can show you what to look at as a trigger for taking profits should this market decide to snap back and take off. If we take a look at XLPE, this is the third time this week. XLPE, I've talked about it in the since Sunday, but exactly on Q yesterday we had this. It had moved high on Tuesday. It back tested the red line and ended up pulling down. So the back test was successful. So that right there was the ideal time to go short. And also we see the same thing now on the RSI with a confirmation of a back test. So to me, these little things sometimes do indicate that we need to remain short until markets prove themselves otherwise. If we take a look at the XLB, the materials ETF, we see the same thing. We had broken below that. We came all the way around. And are pulling back. So the back test is in effect. If you take a look at the RSI, you see the same thing. We have not broken above the blue line. More than likely, there is a back test taking place right now. So that's why I remain net negative on the market. And also, if we take a look at another chart I talked about yesterday in the pre-market, was the UYM. Again, the same thing, the pro shares for the basic materials, and you'll see that they are also working on a back test right here. So if they've managed to rally today and move back above the gray line, then this back test has failed. But if the back test is successful and we see it pull back, then that's the ideal time to go short again. Now, yesterday on before the market, I talked about the BTK being one of the few instruments that were breaking out, and you see that the BTK actually did follow through on a price follow-through basis. It broke out and then followed through. Usually that's what you want to see in a stock or index when it breaks out. The only problem, as I pointed out yesterday, was that it seems to be right at resistance and almost stalling. This seems like it wants to stall. So even here we start seeing weakness in an area that was showing some market leadership. Again, the market is not following through on even sectors that are trying to break out and give us new leadership. They also seem to be stalling. If you take a look at the Russell 2000, you'll see that, like most markets, we are actually coming to a point of judgment. Right here, right now, here in the next few days, we've been playing around in this range, and now we've come to the moment of truth right there. Right there, we have either gonna blast out of that, or we are gonna break down and start a new leg down. I mean, this is right now, it's decision time. Do or die. Live or die, baby. And also, another look at it is right here on the RSI. This is either support. It's either support that takes it out of that range with a strong move in the market, or the Russell 2000 breaks down, and like I said, the market breaks the lows or goes back to retest these lows here. Take a look at another chart. Now, again, the Japanese market. This is a 1-year daily. The same thing. We've been forming this wedge, and now it's decision time. We are gonna have to decide where we want to go. Right here, this wedge has to resolve. Take a look at the Nasdaq 1-year daily. You see this upward sloping line that has been support, and we're forming another resistance line there. Again, you see we are coming here. The next few days this market is gonna have to resolve direction down or higher. There's no two ways about that. The RSI is showing support, and we'll see whether it holds. For today, watch this number here. Watch this number here on the Nasdaq, because if this market can turn around and push the Nasdaq's RSI above 50 and close above 50, this market is gonna rally and it's gonna squeeze a lot of shots.